Welcome to the channel, everybody. Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, relationships create that tapestry of extraordinary experience. And so, on the channel for today, and of course, the topics, I always like to freestyle the topics to keep everything going pretty good. But I want to talk about today on how you can stop comparing your life to everyone else around you and how you would need to know that you're not behind, you're just right on path. Now, imagine this, and some of you can probably attest to this as well. When you're doing bad and you need help from people, how many people can you call on that will actually proactively help you without turning you down further than where you are right now? And see, even your friends and even your family, when you're down, they may shy away, may stop talking with you, may move on, may ignore your calls, texts. See, some of this hit home for some of you. But the moment that you start to do better in life and people see that you are moving forward and they start seeing your progress, whether that be through materialistic things that you start to get, or they may hear it from somebody through one of your friends, they may hear it through the family. And that's the moment you start to get the calls and everything that start to show up on this device right here. Even if you're posting on social media, it's a possibility. People may start to see it right then and there. But what I want you to look at as we're going through this is you have to stop comparing your lifestyle to people around you and start focusing on your life alone and only yours alone within your household. Now, whether your household is an apartment, whether your household is a townhouse, whether your household is an R&V on your own land, wherever that may be, wherever that you and your spouse, if you're married, have a legal residence. The moment that you begin to focus on that, you will forget about all this other stuff. And see, people wonder why people who are loners don't like being around people because it's a constant battle of comparison and contrast. Even sometimes going to hang out with friends, especially if you're married and you're hanging out with friends and you all meet, there's going to be some form of comparison that goes on that may make the other couple feel as though that they're left behind. But in reality, the couple that they may be trying to catch up with to think that they should be doing even just as good as may be struggling. Because see, you will never know if the other person is struggling. You will never know if the other couple is struggling. You won't probably ever know that. But what you will know is how you need to move and how you need to change differently. And see, I can expect that from a younger couple who doesn't know any better. They're just finding their way through life. They're newlywed. They're trying to get nicest cars and houses and go in debt and things of that nature. But when you get older, you start to see things different. You start to smell things differently. And you begin to realize it's not what it's cut out to be. But I can tell you this from experience. When you are focused on your own home, you'll be able to walk right out in your backyard, enjoy your cup of coffee like I love talking about on the channel. You can go out there, enjoy your cup of coffee, and you'll listen to the birds. You'll look at the trees, the leaves wavering back and forth. You'll look at the clouds, you'll smell the air. You'll listen to the stillness and the quietness, and you will realize that that is now home. That's when you start to hear that moment of silence and your brain begins to think about what's next for your family. When you're into chaos and drama and trying to do better than the next family member, trying to do better than your next friend, and your friends are coming over to your house comparing what you got in your home, wishing that they had it, you start to realize that there are some people that you need to move out of your life. See, it is best that you keep your progress to yourself. If people find out about your progress, let them read about it in the newspaper. Let them read about it about you being featured in an article or something. We're in a space right now where we are in constant competition and comparison through the infamous social media. And see, I like social media to the fact that families can keep in contact with one another so people don't necessarily make phone calls and talk on the phone for extended periods of time anymore. People normally have a family page that they may comment on, post pictures of how the kids are doing on and stuff like that. That's sort of a little bit different. But what we're seeing now, especially on a lot of YouTube shorts and TikToks, is a comparison of an affluent lifestyle from people who don't want to work, who don't care about working, who have not contributed to society, but all of a sudden they are showing you pictures of them on yachts. They're showing pictures of them just living life up, but you don't see the pictures of that true happiness. See, the people that got it like that is not out here putting on a show. They're out here living the real deal life. And I bring this to you because what happens, and this happens a lot with within the black community. It happens across all racial lines, but specifically in the black community, you can get a glimpse of this at a family reunion. We got to drive up in a nice car. We want everybody to know we made it big. Or better yet, what about your 20-year class reunion that's coming up? Hmm. See, we want to ride in the best car to make people think that we have made it. See, your level of success is going to be different from somebody else's level of success. Successful to some people will be they have a stable job, they got retirement benefits, they have their 401k or their Roth IRA, they've invested a little, ETFs and stocks got a little return back. They have almost a paid off home, don't even live on an acre, their car paid for, they go to work about to retire in a few years. That may be stable to some people. Other people's stable may be they have to have $3.5 million coming to them right now at the age of 30 so they can pay off their house and buy fast cars. See, this particular topic transcends across multiple age groups, multiple demographics, multiple generations, multiple neighborhoods and communities. It's not just tied to black people. This is tied to the world globally. And I promise you all, when you stop worried about what the next person is doing outside of you, it is going to change your life. You would then begin to realize, like, for example, just being able to sit down and have a cigar and maybe have a glass of scotch may be relaxing. Listen to some jazz. That may be extremely relaxing to the point where you're not worried about anything else that's going on down the line. You're not trying to figure it out. You're not trying to do any of that. But I have to bring this to you because it's a constant comparison. Even when you are sitting in church, some people look at you crazy when you wear something different than what everybody else is wearing. For example, if most of the men in church are wearing suits and then you come in as a gentleman wearing pants, y'all both coming for the same reason, and that is to get the word. But people in the church will sometimes look at you and wonder why you didn't go out and spend hundreds of dollars putting a suit together to come in looking like them. 'Cause everybody's mind is at a different state and at a different point. It is competition, it's different cliques, it's different groups of people that are coming to all these different variations of meeting points in life. Church groups, basketball groups, fitness groups. It's consistent comparison all day, every day. But the moment that you are at home within your own residence, people, that is where you will find peace because you are not under any judgment within your own home. Of course, unless if it's your, girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, or husband or wife that is comparing you to somebody else across town and looping, trying to get you worked all up, worried about what somebody else is doing. But I want you to know that maybe you're not that far behind. Maybe you are just on that right path and you're getting ready to merge off of this interstate of comparison and you're merging off onto that little road that's going to take you to exactly where you need to go to your address. Because here's the thing, your address is not on the interstate. It's that's the fast light. Everything going 75, 80 miles an hour, and it's just a blur. But one wrong move in the fast lane, people, you know what happens? A major accident, a major backup. But the moment that you turn off and you start to go on those little highways and side roads, you get a chance to slow down. You get a chance to look at the shrubbery on the side of the road. You get a chance to notice the flowers, the trees, you get a chance to wave at the people coming by. You become a little bit more nicer until you finally turn into your own driveway in your yard, on your parcel. And you begin to realize that that is where peace is sitting at right there. And while you're young right now, I don't expect a 20-year-old to understand this message, but I do expect the late 30-year-old and early 40-year-old to understand. If you're beyond that and you still out here chasing the lifestyle and the life, you definitely got some priorities that you need to rearrange. You can't and you should not be comparing your current lifestyle to somebody else. If your next door neighbor got an RV, that doesn't mean that you have to go get one. You don't know when they got their RV, they could have been in debt. You would never know unless you actually know that person. That person confides in you and starts talking with you. That's the only time that you will ever know. But you should not consistently bring yourself to that point every single time and around. But I do ask you this, as you begin to see this more and more, because you're gonna consistently see it on YouTube. Look at the video, you all the videos go super viral. Like I can literally take my phone right now. I can go right onto YouTube. I can start to look at the viral videos, the YouTube shorts that are going through, and you can start to see like what people are doing. And you begin to start feeding into the narrative. So I said, man, oh, so and so's out here kicking it. They're out here living it up. They're out here going on the cruise and all this stuff. And in reality, they credit cards getting charged all up. You don't have no debt, and now you about to go get in debt to try to catch up with them. Everything that looks good, a lot of times, is not always true. Sometimes people just got it like that. Maybe they like to take their trips and be in debt. Maybe that's their joy. But for every person that you're catching up with, they're catching up with somebody else that you don't know and who don't see. And a lot of times you're not that far apart in a networking circle anyway to begin with. But I ask you all to please, most definitely, tread with caution in this space because The only competition is the version of you from last year. If you're gonna be competing with somebody, compete with your lifestyle from last year. So at the time that you're watching this video right now, what was your life like at this time last year? And when you get to the next year ahead of where you're currently at right now, compare it back to today, and you should be making a positive increase. You'll provide a positive affirmation at some point. So definitely let me know in the comments below what you all think. I hope that this definitely gets out there and reaches someone who actually needs it and needs this message. Like, listen, subscribe to the channel. Lifestyle by SK, where wine, cigars, relationships create that table ship extraordinary experience. As always, you all have a good one.